Yo! Back of Tales of Arise. Let's start things off with the skit. After
What
it
could be
loads.
so
Okay.
important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
Yeah.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
I mean, surely they're aware
Whatever
of
their
what happened
purpose,
with the crown
disrupting
contest.
their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their end game is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
Let's get a move on, folks.
You don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Aye aye, Capitaine. Oh shit. Never mind, we got another skit.
So,
Hey, that rhymes.
I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But
Hinshin.
then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Fair.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along.
Different
This place
perspectives.
is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Well, let's get a move on then. Depressed people, yay! Oh, people getting healed over here. With everything all topsy-turvy in the residential quarter, there are lots of injuries. Stuff keeps dropping on people, and they're also falling down. That's interesting. Hello, decrepit old man. How are you?
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands.
Uh-oh.
Whatever did we do to deserve this?
I wonder.
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know.
His Highness.
We have no choice but to grin and bear it.
I wonder who the hell is the ruler of
But
Rena.
do my eyes deceive me?
Oh, there's no
Could I
subs.
really be standing in the presence
That
of
was
his
weird.
lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris?
Yes.
I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
This truly is the will of the planet.
The Ilkaris house has produced
Of which
a great
planet, though,
many
is the
lords
question.
over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Well, considering all the other competitors,
Your
I
good
think
wishes do me an honor.
he has a pretty good chance of winning.
The Sovereign knows best. His will works in mysterious ways.
Certainly helps me nail down voices when I actually have stuff to go off of.
Where am I? I just went out for a walk, but now I don't know where I am. I don't know, everything's falling apart and looks completely different. I can't get a hold of Mother and Father either.
You have nothing to fear, kids. I'm sure there's a reason for everything that's going on.
But even the Zeugles are out running loose. That seems dangerous.
Zeugles are nothing more than our servants. They may have gotten out, but I assure you I'll have them back under control before long. If you kids consider yourself to be proud Renans, then be brave. We'll have the situation fixed before you know it.
Aye, aye.
Where's that danged sovereign when you need him? Can he say the city's in trouble?
Let's not jump to conclusions now. I'm sure there's a reason he hasn't appeared yet. Let's simply give it time.
Oh, someone I can heal. Yay.
In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me.
Fancy parfait.
Everything will be okay now.
Daijobu.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Well, at least you're self-aware of that. Oh, I missed something up here. For some reason, I kind of expected there to be something else over here, so I kind of just didn't even bother. There's someone I can talk to. This is... Can anyone hear me? Please, someone answer me. What's going on? Why can't I reach anyone? Heck if I know, girl. Keep trying your I almost said keep trying your breast. That would not have gone well. Keep trying your breast. I mean best. I mean
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you.
Hello.
I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. This would be even more funny if I had the crimson outfit
What about
on.
down Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Not much luck there. I wonder if they'll put the current crown contest on hold. Let's see here. You okay, dude? Oh, the Zeugles suddenly stopped listening to our commands as soon as we turned our backs. Nothing like this has ever happened before. We have to put the crown contest on hold. We can't carry it on while things are like this. Dude is just dying over there. I mentioned it last time, but my headset's been acting... It's like... Part of it, like, disconnected or, like, got busted. And now it's like, I can't even put one of them on. Like, I can't put one side of it on properly. So now I just have to kind of deal. And I only have one side on right now.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Well, yes, but actually
strange,
no.
isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least.
Alright.
I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
He then did not come and let her know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
Yeah.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan.
Sovereign.
There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is
I'm glad
this person
Kisara is
ruling
bringing
over
it up.
Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Okay, but who is it?
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
Oh shit.
No, I haven't.
So no one knows what it's like on
Neither have
Rena
I.
itself?
In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Tohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
What the hell?
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But
What
I
the
thought you
hell?
said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away?
There is some
What if
shady
something were to
ass
happen to
shit
the
going
city,
on.
like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even
But
know the
Sovereign
truth
is
about it.
also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown
We're gonna
contest
have to get some
inherits the
freaking
throne
info
from his
dumps
or her
eventually.
predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what
I'm
to
glad we're
believe.
not dropping Volron,
3
considering
centuries
what
ago,
happened with
I
him.
became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
Could be.
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
Volron's a mystery
But that
all
would
on
mean
his
that
own.
2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros.
Yeah, he's probably alive
Is
somewhere.
a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony
were
can't
right
go
next to
forward
each
without
other.
the Renis Alma, the same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions.
I know, right?
Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
Sorry,
If
just
the
my mic
Forbidden Zone
on.
really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Oh,
it's
man.
decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
All right.
We'll do just that. Where is that supposed to be? Oh, I guess we...
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Even
sounds about
so,
right.
the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
Yeah, don't jump to
For all we know,
conclusions.
she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Another skit. Man, we're having a lot today.
Tell me,
I'm a
Dohalim,
bit tired, I'm sorry.
has that skill of yours got a name?
What?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
Because he's hot?
I do. It's called friendly intimidation.
Oh, that.
Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it. How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Bro.
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Law is about to
let's
learn
see.
how to use
An
hockey.
obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
Damn, the
If you've a
smug.
bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Freaking Kisara.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they
Oh my
ate?
god.
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Oh my god. I want to see them talking like that. Show me game! We have been robbed of content. This will not stand,
If nobody
which is
left
why
to
I'm
run the
sitting
show,
down.
I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
God, it's so weird seeing like these type of scenes voiced. I don't know why, but it
there's
is.
sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Yep.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
None of them really seemed like nice people, but you do kind of want to know like some backstory. Otherwise, characters seem kind of one-dimensional. I mean, all of them were like hate sinks to an extent. I'd say the most effective one was probably Ganabelt, but that's just because he killed Zephyr.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined
Is this
to
like an
talk to us.
optional thing that I can just do? Oh, shit, it is. Well, frick me sideways. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll do that. Hell yeah, I'm interested in optional lore. You want to know which lord I support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency. Oh my god. Our all see Tildilus.
You probably know him better as Lord Balsif. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Tydilus doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that.
Yes!
But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I can never dream of serving another lord. Interesting.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
Yeah.
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Oh, okay. It's just the same thing, but not in the cutscene. I realized there's only 3 people to talk to, and there's 4 lords that I was kind of hoping to learn about. Lord Dohliam, you've returned. Ah, and I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes. Not only do I support House Elkiris, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them out loud. Ahem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed House Elkiris, and his name Lord Dohlim. Music is his passion, the arts his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic is his posture, why the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until this glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what do you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. Oh, I must take his time while the lines are down to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete. He's just going to ignore that.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
Oh my god.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
I shall refrain. I will simply pretend I did not hear a single thing. So one of them, I wasn't expecting one of them to be about Dohlim, actually. I guess that means there's 2 we're gonna not learn about. Is this about Ganabelt or no, Almedria? Well, I never. To think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyris. Okay, so it's a Ganabelt supporter.
What?
What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohlim or that dreadful Lord Almedria, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyris for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rena's interests front and center like no one else. Why, he advocates that rather than stay confined to Lenegis, we should get on with colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. That way we'll become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord and a model above all others. I was unable to accompany him myself. My 2 sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As their father, it fills me with endless pride.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
Not really.
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
Yeah.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
I don't know, man. I got no clue. Maybe I just have to head to the next area in order to find the others. I'm especially curious if we can find a person that speaks about Volron. That would be very interesting, I think. Let us see, let us see. Let's head to the question marks. Hey, remember that Miguel's dead? Aha, here we are. Let me get a drink while we...
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Could be. Or it could be designed specifically in mind, but who knows. What about you, Elmidra or Volron?
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Kynaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almedra. You definitely seem like someone that would be under her rule. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almedra quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almedra is a woman of talent. No one in all Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almedra, not the nicest person out there. I'm not gonna read every single line. My voice is gonna get tired if I do that. Let's see. Alright. Oh, I guess we just talked to these people. Damage beyond here is too severe. Let me test how true that is. Let me jump. I need to see if there's actual damage down there. Well, it looks like there actually is some. Good on them for that, at least. Volron supporter?
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. Oh, I was just reading about Volron. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord of Ulwagel Hildiris myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Ulwagel is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. Was Volron a replacement? As for how Volron runs Geneth Heros, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society. We do live in a society. But to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go far against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignisari of his anyway?
I never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. That such an ignoble lion could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense. Not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
Yeah.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
sus.
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
Huh.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Huh.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the lords were all people, too.
Not good people
Also
necessarily,
from the
but...
others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us.
Yep.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Well, that's a good way to
Not
look
at
at it.
all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a
Shows
good
good
person.
growth of
And being a
Rinwell.
Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Yay.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust, as a fellow human being above all else.
Alright. Quest complete. Golden SP. Always welcome. Damn. 3 whole thing. They have nowhere to run now. I can still do this when we all come together. Interesting. Keep it up, team. We'll have these pests taken care of in no time. This feels so weird, just seeing regular people in town just having conversations. Priest Max AG, always good. Counter Edge. Raised every type of animal. Alright, that's a thing I need to do. Magic Charge, Crossblade, Untamable Rage. Huh. What the hell is that? Oh, that's someone pouring water on fire. I thought that was just solely... Oh, that's actually cool. That dude's using, like... Yeah, he's, like, using water astral energy. Interesting. I was confused for a second. I thought that was just, like... I don't know, like, a gas fire, because it looked like a blue and red flame. I'm putting too much faith in a game that do something like that. Oh, shoot. Grape gel. Guess I'll just leave that there, then. What's going on? I'm scared. Not sure. Lenegis was all created before they were placed. Good talk. Good talk. Oh shit! More
There's
scenes.
something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right?
Yeah.
In which case, the
Assumedly.
current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense to
So,
me.
who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
Well, thank you for finally
So
telling
then
us.
this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the
Whatchamacallem.
current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
What's he look like?
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Huh.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that
Doesn't the
never
crown contest
struck you as a
happen
little
like
bit
every
odd?
like 7 years or whatever the hell?
When
Doesn't
you
that
live
mean that
here,
like what happens
it's
to
as
the
if you're
previous
conditioned not to
sovereign?
notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
Hmm.
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own.
Yeah.
In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
There is nothing to believe, only
You and me
stuff to
both.
not.
Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
Yeah.
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
We're really
No use standing
pinning a
around here
lot on
chatting
this
about it
Forbidden
then.
Zone.
Let's get a move on.
Like, we are pinning a lot of stuff on this one place that we who even knows if it'll have any answers. I mean, for I mean, this is a video game. Chances are there is a high chance that it will, but, like, regardless. Bastion of Order and Stability. World of Saran. Move it, child. Get out my way. Let's see. Oh, and another scene.
Doe?
Doe?
Faria.
Oh, this is the
Faria?
girl.
Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was?
Shh.
But why are
While
you
you
here?
dumbass.
Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say?
Hence history.
Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Oh.
Kill?
I need to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Damn.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But
Oh,
let me
damn.
tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
Hold a grudge much?
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait.
Yo.
My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Damn. Bro says, yeah, bitch, kill me, but later.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else.
It's like,
You're just a coward!
Dohalim then keeps walking. He doesn't have time for thoughts. Oh, God! Holy shit. Oh, God. I didn't even realize that she has, like, black pupils. That's... Ugh.
Dohalim.
I
Oh,
apologize that you had
God.
to witness that.
I'm glad we're finally getting to learn more about
Is it true?
Dohalim.
What she said about you killing someone?
We got glimpses of it, but I'm glad we're getting
Each of
more.
us have our pasts. I am no exception.
How much of a lore dump are we about to get?
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Yeah, for now.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to.
Good lad.
Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
What a dude. Okay. Oh, so we went... No, what if we just, like, you know, go back, though? Like, just out of curiosity. Will we see her there, or is it like... Oh, she gone. Oh, she hella gone. She got frickin' sent to the Shadow Realm by alien eyes lady. God, that creeped me out. On that kind of disturbing note, I think we're gonna end the episode. Next time we'll head over to question mark area. And yeah, maybe we'll make it to the Forbidden Zone, maybe we won't quite yet. Who knows? Either way, adios, ciao, and bye-bye. Signing off until next time. Ja, mata ne.